do what I do.
Fucking faggots, fucking bitches. Don't you have a fucking family?
Bro, it's one single fucking man.
You don't have a family?
Come on, man. Why would you fucking make him bleed?
Do you know his family? And the way you're treating him. I'm not stepping back. Hit me. Hit me.
I don't need to hit
me. Exactly, you fucking coward. Take off your fucking mask. Take off your fucking mask, you fucking bastard.
Say that.
Fucking coward. Fucking coward. Bastard. Get the fuck out of here, fucking asshole. Bastard. Hey, careful. Hey, he didn't do anything to you. He didn't do anything to you.
Hey.
He didn't do anything to you. Hey.
You a citizen, bitch. He's a fucking U.S. citizen. Yeah, what the fuck?
Hey, leave him.
What the fuck?
Hey, my friend.
Hey. What the?
We're stepping back, but you can't do that. Stop hitting him. He's down. Stop hitting him.
You're gonna get hit.
Yeah, but you're hitting him already. What you're doing is so fucked up. What you guys are doing so fucked up. You don't have a family.
On the sidewalk.
You don't have a
On the sidewalk,
family.
please. On the sidewalk, please. On the sidewalk, please. Please. You're gonna get hit.
Hey, just a public service announcement. Since you thought you were going to come up here, tell me to sit down and stop being ignorant and then fly a Puerto Rican flag. Let me remind you something, lady, you ain't white. And I'm going to tell you what I told my conservative Latino husband who I was married to for 6 years. They will never choose you over me. You are not white. You can bow down to this administration or the blue one. It doesn't matter. Neither one of them are ever going to choose you because you're not white. What is happening to Puerto Rico right now should be enough. But let's just never forget that the man that you idolize and you think is going to save you and choose you over me, that's why I'm ignorant and need to sit down. He threw rolls of toilet paper at your people after a hurricane had devastated your island, and then gave tax cuts to every white person to go to your island and colonize the fuck out of it, which is why Puerto Ricans go without power and water every day. But you know all this, and you still choose to try to assimilate yourself into a race that will never accept you. And I will always have more privilege and more power in this society, no matter what you say or do, because I'm white. I'm done. But the more conservative Latinas or Latinos come into my comment section, I'm just going to continue to remind you, you ain't white. We will never accept you. Have a good day.
There's a kid in the car. There's a kid in the car. He's not even doing anything.
Doing the alligator moat so they can soft launch the gas chambers. They've already openly admitted that they're no longer targeting illegal immigrants. They're targeting all Latinos. They are openly saying that they want to feed all the Latinos to these gators. This is the post from Laura Loomer, who said, alligators are guaranteed at least 65 million meals if we get started now. 65 million is the number of Latinos in the United States. So Republicans are openly calling for the death of everyone who is ethnically Hispanic. Instead of just saying we want a genocide, they are hiding behind the alligator moat thing because it's ridiculous and it seems like a joke, but they are so serious. An alligator moat is not an efficient way to kill people, and over time I can see them coming out with more lethal methods of extermination in just saying, oh, it's to be more efficient or to save money or something like that, because they've already soft launched the idea of ethnic cleansing. cleansing. So yeah, when you catch someone in the street wearing some Alligator Alcatraz merch, you should 100% take that as meaning I would kill your friends, family, whoever, if I had the chance to.
I certainly do.
No, you do not.
Help me, somebody, please.
You don't have the right to hand people up.
Grab this right here.
Please, somebody,
Megan Lawson.
somebody help me. It's getting my teeth.
She's not free to leave. Thank you.
What did she steal?
Don't worry about it.
I'm man,
None
involving
of your
myself.
business.
It's my business
None
now.
of your business.
You got a woman hemmed up in a parking lot.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
I'm making it my
You're
business.
gonna do something about it.
You got a woman and a kid in the middle of the fucking road.
Stole.
I don't care.
She's
Move her.
No.
Move the
No.
children and the woman.
She won't move.
Then
Dude, you
let
get out
go.
of my face, you're gonna go to jail too.
Go. I don't care. You're not a real cop. You're a punk bitch who works at a grocery store.
Hey, you got when you're in my face, did you? Hey, Dave, I need somebody.
You're a
please.
punk bitch who works at a grocery
Hey, get
store.
this guy out of my face,
I
Dave.
can say where
For me.
What law do I have to move?
I'm still here, pero you know,
No, we're going back inside
no,
the
I'm
store.
going nobody, pero not
Hey,
touching.
Jackson, go open this door.
Please help me, somebody. This is give me the down.
What did she steal?
Is a private business.
Correct.
And they own this whole parking
I
lot.
totally understand that.
Understanding?
Yep.
He is an agent of Nugget. He is their head loss prevention officer. The reason I'm telling you,
Attorneys, this is a
Great.
public
Are you
exception
going to leave
because
now, or
I'm
am I
going to
gonna
leave in
arrest
just
you
a
for
second
trespassing?
because the public expects to be here, so therefore the First Amendment
great.
exists here.
I need
That's
to
why you can
listen
take
to
a
what
gun
I'm
into
saying to you. I'm
places.
going to put you in handcuffs.
Okay.
It's really simple. Are you going to
Yeah,
leave
what's
now?
your badge number? 855. All
Are you
right,
gonna
I'm
leave
talk.
now?
I will. I'm going to talk to your manager, your supervisor later. No, I'm going to talk to whoever's in charge of you later.
Okay, cool.
Because the Alligator.
Well, it's shut down.
Lock the back! Hey! She's a minor! Hey, she's a minor! Hey! Minor, she's a... I'm backing up!
In the U.S., we've had mass deportation happen multiple times. This is not the first time. It happened in 1930 under President Hoover. More than 1.8 million Mexican and Mexican Americans were deported. Not only deported, they were lynched, terrorized, and brutalized, and then dumped in the middle of the desert. Then again, in 1950, Operation Wetback, they also sent more than 1.3 million Mexican and Mexican Americans. Here's how I know this. Because I was tired of whitewash history all through my elementary school and high school. In college, I decided to take Chicano history and African American history. And let me tell you, there's a reason that they don't teach you this. Because if they taught you this, you would recognize the patterns and not vote for the people that are going to do this to us. And now what we're witnessing is not mass deportation. It is the extension of the carceral system. The 13th Amendment says that slavery is abolished unless you've committed a crime. The black community has known this. Slavery never ended. And now what they're saying is we're going to take all of those farmers and put them in there. And actually Trump just said, well, actually, no, we're going to leave that to the owners, not the owners of the farm, the owners of the people. And we have someone else saying like, oh, alligator lives matter in extension to Alcatraz, right? The Alligator Alcatraz. 65 million is not how many undocumented people are in America. 65 million is about how many Latino and Hispanics are in this country. So if you're still thinking that you are the exception because you are a Latino that voted for Trump, they don't care. You're included in the 65 million. I don't know how else to tell you this. Children are dying in ICE custody. People right now, the U.S. Supreme Court has said, all right, Trump, it's fine. You can take migrants to other countries to imprison them. So now you have cargo planes going out, returning with nobody, and we have dead bodies washing up onto shore with their hands tied. How do I tell you that they're performing hysterectomies in ICE detention centers on migrant women without their consent and that it's legal? How do I tell you that they are raping migrant women? And we know this because some are ending up pregnant. How do I tell you that they are starving our children because Colombian migrants landed there and there is their statements that where one child lost more than 5 pounds in 3 days. How do I tell you that we are under attack to get you to listen? Right now, I'm in Jersey and in New York, and it's peaceful. Everybody's out. There's still vendors in the streets. They have no idea what's happening in LA. They have no idea what is coming. This is not deportation. This is mass genocide. It never stopped. And now it's right in your face, LA. Call your family, call your friends in other states, and let them know we are going to be murdered.
This message is for you, Donald Trump. Hey, I'm so proud of you, Onk. You going hard, man. Keep going hard for the American people. We appreciate what you're doing. Everybody know they're giving you a rough time, but hey, you keep fighting for us, and we appreciate that, man. This is the first time that I ever really paid attention to what's going on in the White House, and I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. I never thought that the president actually could make stuff happen. I thought it was people around him that had to make the stuff happen, but I see the president can make stuff happen, and I see why they didn't want you to be the president, because you speak for the American people, because you show leadership. You show leadership through action. You don't bow down to nobody. You let people know why America is great. And that's how it's supposed to be. They said the tariffs wasn't going to work. Guess what? It's working.
Here's a good question. So the comment, I'm dumb. Illegal people influence representatives. Why? Explain it to me like I'm 3. Very good question, by the way. Let's not make fun of this person in the comments. Okay, so you've got the House of Representatives, which is based on population size. And then you've got the Senate, which is 2 senators per state. So to keep it simple, the House is meant to represent the population, and the Senate is designed to represent each state equally. That's why you have 2 senators per state. Now, how do we decide who becomes president? It's based off electoral votes. So when 2 candidates are running against each other, right, the candidate that gets to 270 votes at a minimum wins the election. Now, the question is, how do they decide how many votes each state gets? The way they decide is they add up the number of representatives plus senators. So again, to calculate how many electoral votes each state gets, you add the number of representatives in the House plus the number of senators in the Senate. That gives you the number of electoral votes. Now, how do they calculate the population of each state to then allocate the number of representatives for each state? They do that with the census every 10 years. But here's the thing, the census doesn't only count citizens or people here legally. It counts all people in the states. So by California allowing millions and millions of illegal people to stay in their state, they actually increase their census numbers, which then increases the amount of representatives that they have in the House, which means they have more electoral votes and they have more representatives in the House to help them control Congress. So when ICE is going in and removing illegal people from California, it's lessening their population for the 2030 census. And if enough people are removed, it will actually cause a reduction in their power at the federal level. And they don't want that. So rather than saying, yes, these people are here illegally, we should be removing them because they are breaking the law, they try to paint Trump as a dictator and manipulate people's emotions into thinking he's doing something wrong, when in reality, he's just enforcing a law. They just don't like that he's enforcing the law because they want power. And enforcing the law in this case is actively working against them maintaining or increasing the power they currently have.
Hey, real quick, because I just can't even believe we're doing this shit again. But I don't know if you remember back in the 80s when Reagan told America that welfare was broken because people were abusing it. He convinced people that particularly the welfare queens, poor black women supposedly living large off the government benefits, were taking advantage of the system, and that was where the waste, fraud, and abuse were. Maybe didn't use those words. It was racist. It was a made-up story, and people bought it. Middle-class Americans, many of them white, many of them struggling themselves, were told that they were the good ones, that they were the hardworking ones. So when Reagan slashed food stamps, public housing, Medicaid, people cheered. They were so happy he was getting rid of that waste, fraud, and abuse. They thought that the cuts were fixing things. But what really happened when they were distracted, blaming everybody else, Reagan dropped the top tax rate from 70% to 28%, gave huge breaks to corporations, and started dismantling unions. The middle class got completely screwed. Wages flatlined and have still never recovered. Credit card debt more than doubled. And for decades, while families had lived off of one income, now families could barely survive and had to move to two incomes. Pensions disappeared. College tuition exploded. Healthcare costs became a lifelong burden, all while the richest Americans hoarded wealth more than ever before. And people had cheered when he made the same cuts that they're making today. They used racism as a stereotype to divide people so they could quietly funnel wealth upward. Don't blame the rich, blame the poor. And they're doing it again, telling you that Medicaid cuts are just about fraud and that the lazy are the only ones who will be impacted. And you're buying it again. And we still haven't recovered from the last time. So, I can't even imagine what's going to happen this time.
Hey, where's your fucking warrant? Where's your warrant? No, fuck you. Give me your badge and your name. Beat that. Give me your badge and your name. You guys have no warrant. No probable cause. Shame on you guys. Shame on you. ¿Cuál es su nombre? Oiga, ¿cuál es su nombre? ¿Cómo se llama? Oiga, ¿cómo se llama? Dígame su nombre, oiga. ¿Cómo se llama? Dígame todo su nombre, por favor. Su nombre. Jorge qué? Fuck you guys. You guys should be ashamed. Shut the fuck up. You Gestapo pigs. You Gestapo fucking pigs. You should be ashamed of you. Oh, fucking Latinos. Fuck you guys. I fucking knew it. They look shady. Fuck you. Fuck you bitches. Fuck you. Look at them. Fuck you. You fucking assholes. You should be ashamed of yourselves. You should be ashamed of yourselves. You fucking cunts. Look at this shit. You should be ashamed of yourselves. You should be ashamed of yourselves. What's your name and your badge number? What the fuck is your name and your badge number? Don't be fucking touching us. Hey, you can't be touching us. What's your name? What's your name and your badge number? What's your name? What's your name and your fucking badge number? Hey, we're not touching you. You fucking putos. Fuck you. What's your name and what's your badge number? You fucking Gestapo motherfuckers. You need to be identifying yourselves. Look at you, Latino. Shame on you con la pinche nopal enfrente. Shame on you. Fuck you. Fuck you, bitches. Fuck you. Fuck you. You fucking Gestapo bitches. Fuck you.
Ending birthright citizenship, which now comes to the fore. That was meant for the babies of slaves. It wasn't meant for people trying to scam the system and come into the country on a vacation. This was, in fact, it was the same date, the exact same date, the end of the Civil War. It was meant for the babies of slaves, and it's so clean and so obvious. But this lets us go there and finally win that case, because hundreds of thousands of people are pouring into our country under birthright citizenship, and it wasn't meant for that reason. It was meant for the babies of slaves.
Saying its agents arrested 12 undocumented workers at Lux Nail Lounge in Marietta.
Seeing 6 of my neighbors look downtrodden and being
el cubano americano, ¿verdad? No voy a hablar mucho. Me voy a autodeportar. Me voy de aquí con una licencia para un país y para el otro país, porque yo sí vine aquí a crecer, vine aquí a ser cubano de verdad, vine a buscar la libertad.
Do you see this video? This white guy talking about how excited he is that Mississippi is passing laws that would allow him to hunt down undocumented people and get paid. Listen.
It's about to be the damn purge around this bitch. I was all sad and shit because it was the end of damn hunting season, and my state, my amazing state of Mississippi, has proposed a bill that is supposed to be passed tonight. That they put $1,000 bounty on every illegal. What? Your boy's about to get paid. Okay, somebody better call Astro for it and let them know I'm coming because I'm upgrading to an F-350. Are you kidding me right now? It is time to suit up, boys. We just thought damn hunting season was over with. We got to get ready. We got shit.
So this is Zach Rushing, a comedian with almost 6 million followers across multiple platforms. Now, what he was talking about was a bill that would give bounty hunters the power to track down undocumented people and get paid for it. But that bill died. So it's not being passed. So this guy and all of his followers really showed their true colors when they thought they were going to be allowed to hunt down undocumented people. Because you should see his comments. People going, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire. Or, oh my gosh, I can't wait till they bring this to Mississippi, Ohio, Louisiana. They're excited to hunt down innocent people whose only crime is being undocumented in this country. Which again, it is not a crime. It's a civil violation equal to jaywalking. Now, even though that law did not pass and that law was giving bounty hunters the power to go after undocumented people, I'm sure there's going to be more laws that are going to deputize regular ass, dumbass citizens to go after undocumented people. And people like him and his 6 million followers are ready to do that. And I know a lot of people have already made this point, but it's worth reiterating. This is how Nazi Germany got to where it got. It wasn't always the government going after people. It was regular citizens being deputized to go after their fellow citizen to help put them in camps or unalive them. And now we're seeing who these racists really are. Because before, this guy was making videos hinting at his racism and stuff like that. But now it's full out on display. He's excited to hunt down black and brown people because you know he ain't going to hunt down undocumented white people. This racist is ready to hurt people of color. Now, I wish that him talking like this would actually hurt his following, but in this world that we live in, this kind of speech will probably get him a Netflix special in 2 weeks.
I'm supposed to be able to handle these things and I can't handle anything. And I literally am just realizing like it's been 40 years of this and like...
Latinos. Being racist to other Latinos, indigenous, and black folks will not bring you any closer to the whiteness that you crave so much. And if this message bothers you, then it was probably meant for you.
Sanctuary cities won't get exactly what they don't want. More agents in the communities and more collateral arrests. Because right now the media's beating us up. Oh, you say you're going to concentrate on public safety threats, national security threats. Well, a lot of the people you're arresting aren't criminals. Well, okay, where are they being arrested? They're being arrested in a sanctuary city. Why? Because you forced me into the community. If you let me into jail, one agent can arrest one bad guy in the safety and security of a jail. But you rather release that public safety threat back in the public, which puts the public at harm, puts the agent at harm, puts the alien at harm, because anything can happen on a street arrest. Let me in the jail. But when you force me in the community, we're going to go to the community and we're going to find that person. And when we find him, he's probably with others. Others that may not be a criminal target, but in the country illegally. ICE is going to do their job and arrest that collateral.
How do these sanctuary cities work? I mean, how are they harboring illegal immigration? How are they?
Did you say something to my son?
I told him to get the hell out of our property.
Did you tell him to go back to Mexico?
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
Because I'm tired of people like you.
People like us? What is that supposed to mean? What do we do? They're just little kids. What's wrong with you? They're just little kids. You don't have to be rude. You do not have to be rude. You're a racist. You're a racist. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. Yeah, that little kid. You punk. You scared? You should be scared. Come out here and talk to me like a man. Are you a man? Freaking loser.
Representation of undocumented immigrants in our census is somehow rigging elections, but it's not.
But it is, though.
How?
If it gives an extra electoral college point, then how is that not rig
No,
it?
I'm talking about the 435, the way that
Both
they're divvied
of
up.
those,
right, that's
the
primarily
theory.
the issue. I looked at the numbers today, and I'm happy to dig in my phone, but California would have lost seats in the 2020 census were it not for illegal aliens.
Understood.
Even if it were 1 or 2 seats, I think that's 1 to 2 seats too many.
So it's electoral, it's controlling Congress.
Yeah.
And it's subsequently
matters so
controlling votes
Exactly.
in the electoral college.
The current budget of ICE is $9 billion a year. Under this, they're increasing it $75 billion over 4 years. That's an additional $18 billion a year. They're tripling the budget of ICE. They're tripling the budget. We're dangerously close, Mr. President, to creating a federal police force, which we've never had in this country and we shouldn't have. And by the way, I have never in my life seen a law enforcement officer with a mask on. I don't get where that came from. A law enforcement officer wearing a mask. Where I come from, people that wear masks are not the good guys. And I don't understand that, but to triple this budget, you wonder where that's going to take this country.
So the Hispanics said that if they leave, who the fuck gonna build shit? Who gonna build these buildings and all this type of shit? It's like, if y'all don't shut the fuck up, y'all like the IKEA of builders, okay? Shit just be crumbling down. Look, black people our ancestors built these buildings, ain't none of these motherfuckers fell apart yet. We still waiting. So I'm gonna need y'all to pipe down. Y'all ain't no fucking grand architects around this motherfucker.
You're from Mexico, right? And I'm like, no, I'm from here. And like, I was born here. Here, where's here? What are you talking about? Where exactly is here? I'm like, here, the U.S., Los Angeles. They put us in chains. So I had a chain from my hand and under my belly that went all the way to my legs. Every now and then, like, fix my hands because I felt like I would be putting too much pressure because the chain went under my belly.
Agents eventually releasing Carrie after she said she started feeling pain around her belly. She raced to the hospital where she started having contractions, she believes, from the stress of what happened. 4 days later, she delivered a healthy baby girl. Her boyfriend, the baby's father, is Brian Alexander Barrera, undocumented from Guatemala. Carrie says he is now being held at a detention facility in Texas.
We didn't want to catch that, say we as an Asian, like we heard about America and we learned that to survive in this country, we needed to align ourselves with whiteness and not blackness because we didn't want to catch that smoke, essentially. So we aligned ourselves with whiteness. And so proximity to whiteness keeps us, quote unquote, safer. But in doing that, they can be like, ha, model minority, if the Asians can do it, why can't you do it? And so we created a wedge as people of color against other people of color.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. Yeah, it's a whole thing. And then like the riots in LA, the wedge theory came in crazy because professionals from Asia came, but they're not allowed to be doctors here. But they can get a loan because they're proximity to whiteness. But they can only get a loan in black neighborhoods.
Right.
Where black people could not get
Couldn't
loans.
get loans. Right.
And so there's that automatic tension.
Señores, cuídense que ellos andan bobo. En la Norfolk, aquí en Marapán. Aquí en Marapán. Aquí tienen la niña. La niña. Y el papá lo montaron en esa guagua blanca.
Doing here today? ¿Qué estás haciendo hoy aquí?
A recoger a mi hermano para trabajar.
En el roofing.
Sí.
We saw somebody who was arrested who was not a target of the ICE officers. ICE was targeting his brother. They ran his information and they decided to arrest him. That is something that typically did not happen during the Biden administration.
That brother that we arrested today, although we haven't caught him or he hasn't committed a crime, that doesn't mean that he can't potentially commit a crime. And as I see it, he's committed a crime the minute he enters the United States without admission. I've been doing this now 20 plus years. Feels good to have someone, you know, basically enforce the immigration laws.
Some breaking news. A Guatemalan woman was just detained by ICE hours after delivering her baby at Tucson Medical Center. No criminal charge, no threat to public safety, just a new mom taken from her hospital bed. This is what immigration enforcement looks like in America right now. Quiet, fast, and devastating. Her baby was left behind. Her crime being undocumented. This isn't about safety. This is about power. I'm covering this story in full on Instagram and Substack. If you care about what's really happening, follow me on Instagram and Substack for the full story.
So, this is terrifying. A group of military contractors led by Eric Prince, the guy behind Blackwater, just pitched a $25 billion plan to mass deport 12 million people before the 2026 midterms. They're proposing processing camps on military bases, a private fleet of planes, and even a small army of citizens to make arrests. This would mean deporting 500,000 people a month. That's a 600% increase from current levels. If that sounds illegal and dystopian, that's because it is. But they're trying to make it happen anyway. And guess who profits? Private contractors. The same people who cashed in on war now want to cash in on deportations. This isn't just cruel, it's dangerous. We know what happens when governments start rounding people up and putting them in camps. This needs to be called out now. Like and share and comment, please. People need to know this is happening.
Is in downtown, you guys, on Main and 9th. I just saw them take a lady selling champurrado, you guys. Are these the criminals that they're supposed to be going after? Check this out. So I'm driving by, you guys, and I see 4 cars pull up to this champurrado place, and they literally run after the lady selling. Are these the wanted criminals that they're supposed to be going after? Or are they now just going after hardworking people trying to make an honest living? Being undocumented is a civil case, not a criminal case. So we have to think, is this justice or just intimidation?
It's a pretty straightforward question. Is the purpose of ICE to remove all undocumented workers from the United States of America? No, that's not the primary purpose of ICE. Not under an authoritarian regime like Donald Trump's. The reason Stephen Miller and Tom Holman and others in the administration have set the arbitrary goal of 3,000 undocumented workers being arrested and deported every day, it's to make sure that every American citizen either sees images of or experiences personally a new kind of law enforcement. It is a law enforcement that does not care about due process, does not require warrants, and wears a mask, hiding its identity. And when U.S. citizens accept that as the new normal, Donald Trump will have his secret police.
A ver, pégale, tenga su tarjeta, amigo, no diga nada, mira, tenga su tarjeta,
What's wrong with you? What you hitting me? Back the fuck up! Hey, you almost ran me over, homie! What the fuck? Back the fuck out, homie! I will knock you the fuck out! Get out of here! Get out of here! Hey, you forgot to cover your face! Get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way! Hey! Why is he hitting him? Why is he hitting him? Hey, you guys are not supposed to be hitting people. Back up! Back up! Back up! Stay back! Stay back!
Yeah, you move your car because before they start.
I'm convinced that racism makes you stupid because no way these dumb idiots got in their unmarked vehicles, pulled up to a all Haitian neighborhood with their $25 Amazon gift card vest and their Velcro ice stickers and thought that they weren't going to get their ass whooped by the same people that taught the world what it looked like to kill their slavers. Haiti literally was the forefront to the freedom for slaves. Haitians have literally always fought to exist, and you thought you were just going to pick one of them up off the street in their neighborhoods and you weren't going to get your shit rocked? Anybody that lived in Broward could have told you that that was going to be a bad idea. Anybody that lives in South Florida could tell you that that was going to be a bad fucking idea. The Trump administration just pulled their protections on deportations for Haitians, which means that a lot more black people are about to start getting pulled off the street for suspicions of being immigrants by people who refuse to show identification. They're literally kidnapping people, so we should all act accordingly and take a lesson from the Haitians, once again.
Everybody talking about Alligator Alcatraz, and what's killing me is that y'all don't know that they're paying the security officers, not the police, the security officers, like the security guards, $3,000 a week if you're Florida State certified with your guard card. $3,000 fucking dollars a week. That's $156,000 a year. And if you're not Florida State certified, but you have like your guard card from like Georgia or Texas or wherever you from, they're paying you $2,100 a week with housing and meals provided on base. $3,000 and $2,100 a week. How do I know? Because I applied before I, like, you get what I'm saying? I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna kick it in front. I'm 23 years old. $3,000 a week sounds very, very good. But then it's like, I already knew it was gonna be some extra shit. I didn't even see all the news stories and stuff when I had applied, but I knew it was gonna be some extra shit because it's like $3,000 a week and all I need is a $500 guard card and have to be at least 18 years of age and willing to stay on base for 6 weeks and then go home for two weeks. So you do 6 weeks there, you go home for 2 weeks, and then you go back and you're making $3,000 a week with housing and meals provided. That's insane.
Can you still get your United States citizenship with a DUI if the new bill is signed by President Trump? Let's go through the bill and get the answer to that. So if you have a green card and you're looking to apply to become a U.S. citizen, or you travel and come back, you're going to be under the deportability section of the law. So for green card holders, if you're interested in applying citizenship, it says any alien who has been convicted of an offense for driving while intoxicated or impaired, as those terms are defined under the law of the jurisdiction where it occurred. So if you are in Florida, the DUI laws of Florida are going to apply. If you're in Wisconsin, the DUI laws in Wisconsin will apply, without regard to whether it is classified as a felony or misdemeanor. Means it doesn't matter if it is a felony or misdemeanor. That means tickets are included too if they're classified as misdemeanors. Under federal, state, or tribal or local law, is deportable. That's it. Doesn't talk about retroactivity, doesn't talk about the date, doesn't say if you had it in 20 years, you're fine. This is saying any alien who has been convicted of it is deportable. Now, at what point are you deportable? Does that mean that, if you had your conviction now? Does it mean if you had your conviction from before? When does it occur? Well, there's nothing in the law that talks about retroactivity, meaning going backwards. So the idea would be that any alien who has been convicted, meaning of the date that the law is passed, when it goes into effect, forward, then would be deportable. This is how I'm understanding it.
He said he's a U.S. citizen. He said he's a U.S. citizen.
That's why you run. Stay out, man. If you're my dickhead, you know what the hell. You don't do nothing wrong, dude.
Exactly.
Because I'm beating you, bro.
I know it. It's been brown on brown. And the Mexicans that's getting online talking about black people, they just racist. Got nothing to do with black people. It's Mexican on Mexican. Instead, they say, oh yeah, black people next. Motherfucker, you just racist. Motherfucker, you just racist. That's it. Ain't nobody concerned. Take your motherfucking ass back to your appropriate country. The fuck out of here. And it's Mexicans doing this shit. That's crazy. I've been saying it, man. We can't speak the language. We can't go in there and say, adios, adios. They gonna say, what the fuck? It's Mexicans doing Mexican shit. ICE. Nigga, that's why they covered up.
Man, listen. This fool is playing in our faces more than what y'all think. This is the news that y'all are not going to see on television. The media is playing in y'all faces. This president is playing in y'all faces. Y'all, they are secretly removing black people from this country. Migrants, black migrants from this country. But they're not advertising it. It's not breaking news on the national televisions and the national news. That's why a lot of y'all are not informed, because y'all only look for what's being on television. No, y'all need to start doing y'all research. It is affecting everybody. So those of y'all that's saying, oh, it's not going to affect me, guess what? It is affecting everybody, not just one race. We got to do something about this. Yeah. Like, at this point, I don't know how much more worse it can get. This fool is moving black people out of this country, and it's not being broadcasted. Y'all stay aware. Y'all stay alert. Y'all be safe in these streets. It's about to get worse than what it already is now.
Hey, bro. Listen, you're touching a federal vehicle, so back up, okay?
Oh, who are you?
Doesn't matter.
You're
I'm a federal officer. See
You're
right
a
here?
sworn federal officer?
See this?
What does that mean? What does that say?
What does it say?
What does it say?
What does that say?
You got a badge number? You're a sworn federal officer?
Yep.
Sworn federal, what agency?
Understand this. We don't have to tell you anything. You're interfering with an investigation.
What investigation?
A federal investigation.
I'm walking down the street.
No, you're not. You're videotaping inside our vehicles.
I don't know who you are.
Okay, well, sure. You know the answer, dude?
Stand by.
Back.
Stand by. Stand by. Okay. Do me a favor, get out of the way. Step this way. Thank you.
Sir, what country are you from? What country are you from, sir?
¿Es inmigración? Es el ICE. Por favor, no estoy sacando
You never know. Just for being brown, even if you're a citizen, you're still at risk.
Moises Sotelo is a fixture in Oregon's wine country. He spent 2 decades working there, earning awards along the way. Just this year, he launched his own business, helping wineries manage their grape crops. But Thursday morning, daughter Alondra Sotelo Garcia says he vanished. His truck left misparked on the street he drives every day in Newburgh. She knew instantly ICE took him.
Whispers here and there of possible spottings, but when it happens to you, it's a whole different feeling, ordeal. You enter into panic.
Alondra says she tracked her dad's phone to the ICE detention center in Portland and rushed to see him.
I just saw my dad chained at his feet, you know, with a big old smile, still trying to keep his head up high for me more than anybody in that moment.
During our interview, his phone suddenly pinged, moving north toward Tacoma.
So this is news to me.
Hell no. Yo, you guys came from Texas to clean that? To clean that? Yeah, we go all around. Yeesh, you guys ain't slick, my boy. I'm a U.S. citizen, you stupid ass. What you mean? What you're doing is not right, you motherfuckers. Get the fuck out of here, pussies. Fuck you. Got another one, look. They're faking it right here. Look, faking it right there. Yup, got him. Got him.
Mucho, nada, andan como unas 10 trocas.
¿Y ese qué único le les está diciendo que se vayan a la mierda? Ahí van a... Es angry.
Yeah. Lo van a agarrar. Oh my goodness.
Get the fuck out of here! Amiga, yeah, get the fucking guns out. You can't do shit with it. You can't do shit with it. You can't do shit with it. Get the fuck out of here. You can't do shit with it. Amiga, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here, alright? 7 feet away. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Please. 5. 5. There's traffic. 5. 5. 5.
A ese lo vi yo ayer en las casitas.
Yeah, he was going around. Yes,
Ese pasó como unas 5 veces. En la mañana cuando yo iba caminando por mi carro. Esa ven. Yo me acuerdo porque tiene los bumpers.
Any final messages? Habla inglés? You want to say anything?
Not at all.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
I think there's a reason why we have borders. Every country has a right to decide who comes in and who doesn't. And I support legal immigration. It's got to come through the front door. It's like when I have a house, I decide who comes into my house. If somebody climbs in my back window, I decide if they leave. I kind of look at it the same way. What do you think?
So when white people go to Mexico, Mexicans cannot do the same thing that y'all doing.
I don't know anyone that broke into Mexico. If you go illegally into Mexico, they'll deport you.
No, they don't.
They do.
Because when y'all go over there,
you can't fly an American flag and protest Mexico in Mexico. You'll get deported. You think you should be able to fly a foreign flag in America?
What do you mean?
Like at the protests we see out there, they're flying the Mexican flag. They're burning the American flag and flying the Mexican flag. You think that's okay?
If I really got to be honest, military people, when they went to Honduras, they did the same thing. And nobody could say nothing.
When?
I don't know when, but I see the video.
Okay. Look, I don't think you should be able to go into any country without authorization. America, Mexico, Honduras, anywhere. Just follow the law.
Yeah, but you think that's right? When American people go fly on the flag, like
No.
flag?
I don't think anyone should fly any other flag in a foreign country.
That's wrong.
God bless you, man. What's your name?
Evan. God bless you too. Okay, I appreciate it.
Now at 11:30, more breaking news. ICE back in action, continuing raids this morning. The latest target, a Glendale car wash.
Their cell phones, they were shouting at some of the individuals here, and we have some of that video to show you.
So we heard reports that ICE was in, I think, 3 places around Glendale, and I'm a community member, so we hopped in the car, got here around 10. ICE had just left, and what we heard from people who were actually here is 3 or 4 SUVs came in unannounced. The owner asked them specifically for a warrant, and an ICE officer told the owner to his face, "I don't need a warrant." And then they immediately started questioning people on the premise. I know that at least 2 employees were taken at one point. One is now currently detained. The other was let go. But what I find interesting is the one that was let go, they took his cell phone and never gave it back and didn't tell him why or how long they were keeping his cell phone. So a bunch of community members came to respond, but it's clear that ICE is now targeting Glendale because we have reports that at least 5 people were taken from Home Depot, and we're not sure about these reports, but that there's some reports that they're at Costco. So it's definitely not a great day. Been talking to in Glendale, whether it's Uber drivers or people I meet on the street, agree that this is not what our community wants. This is not what our community needs. We just ended the ICE contract in Glendale, and how they responded is by doing these raids. I don't know if it's retribution, but it's clear that we're a strong community and that we're going to respond that way.
¿Tiene corte? Bajamos, ¿ok? Bajamos. ¿Está bien? Okay.
Have a little discretion.
No, y'all gotta stay. Y'all gotta stay. Y'all gotta stay. Come on, sir. No, y'all gotta stay.
No.
Sir, come on.
No.
Sir, let's go.
Todos. Todos nos vamos.
We're not doing this.
Todos nos vamos.
Not doing this.
Todos nos vamos. Todos. No somos delincuentes, no somos nada, todos nos vamos. No hay ningún problema.
I think this would be a really discretionary moment where you can let them go, right?
No entiendo por qué lo están haciendo, pero todos somos familia y nos vamos todos.
There's three
No hay problema.
Se van a deportar todos. Yo no soy. Ok, yo no soy. Ok, está bien. Ok, sí o no. Yo no soy ese que está ahí. Yo no soy. No.
Se llama Dani. Nada, no hay ningún problema.
That's all we need to know is your name. That's it. Okay? We just needed to know your name, and that's it. Okay? Thank you. Okay? Thank you.
Stay out of the way, sir. Stay out of the way.
Thank you. Where's the elevator down for me, please?
Tú no eres delincuente, nosotros no somos delincuentes, no te pongas así.
Tranquilo. Okay?
Ya tenemos los niños aquí, no pasamos nada, que sea lo que Dios quiera, siempre lo he dicho. No somos delincuentes, no tenemos antecedentes, nada. Ellos no pueden culparnos de nada.
Tranquilo, usted está bien.
Ya no ha pasado nada.
No, it's okay. Thank you. Pasa. Thank you. Go down.
Cuando no eres delincuente. Tenemos que ponerte así.
Cuídense.
No te tienes que poner así. No pasa nada. Nos vamos todos, no hay problema.
Aquí estamos, no creo que es un delito grabar, va. Pues ya que tenga que pase lo que tenga que pasar. Ahora sí que ya no es sin miedo al éxito, ahora es sin miedo al ICE. Cuando regrese a mi pueblo no diré nada, pero habrán señales. Y esta es una. No pasa nada, amigos. Comparten ahí a sus familiares que están mirando el video. A lo mejor tienen algún familiar aquí, ¿verdad? Para que estén enterados, porque ahorita varios me mandaron mensajes que están preguntando a sus familiares y todo, pero pues los que ya apañaron ya se los llevaron, trajeron otra perrera nueva. Entonces pues ahorita pues yo comparto ahí lo que pueda grabar, lo que yo pueda, pues ya las consecuencias yo las voy a responder, pues ya aquí andamos. Comparten a sus amigos, a sus familiares para que se enteren. Si tienen algún familiar trabajando aquí, para que sepan, no se preocupen, no nos hacen nada, no nos van a matar ni nada, nada más te checan ahí el récord y te dejan libre. Si quieres meter abogado o no, te dan chance, pero pues no pasa nada, no vamos a morir ni nada de eso.
Just doing my job. Sorry, guys.
Okay, está bien. No voy a poner agresivo ni nada.
How do you feel about half of them being next? They're fucking sellouts. You had Martinez, you had Trillo, you had Ramirez, all standing at the front of the line, pushing the people back, shooting rubber bullets at people, and their fucking ancestors would be fucking disgraced of what they're doing.
Yeah, I noticed.
They are defending ICE in Los Angeles. They should be protecting Los Angelinos from ICE. These people, we weren't doing this 2 weeks ago. This started because of the raids, and here's what's asinine, is they're raiding businesses where people are working. They claim that these are rapists and drug dealers. And drug dealers aren't working at these local factories and businesses. They're hard-working Los Angelinos who are working to pay a living for a better life in this country, just like these officers' grandparents did for them.
Good afternoon. A word of caution here for U.S. citizens who are married to undocumented persons and intend to travel outside of California or any one of these other sanctuary states. Now, on May 25th, 2025, the governor of Alabama signed into law SB 53, which makes it a crime to transport an undocumented person into Alabama. Now, if you're traveling with your spouse, of course you're a U.S. citizen, and you travel through or to Alabama, you can be considered as a person transporting an undocumented person to or through Alabama. Now, what's the penalty? Penalty for this particular crime is 10 years in prison. Now, why is this important? Well, look for other states who are trying to line up with this administration to pass similar laws, which means that if you're traveling in the future or now, you have to be very concerned about which state you travel to or through. Thank you. Follow for more.
Mexico and talk shit about the government. Talk shit about the cartels. How's that going to work out for you?
Yeah.
Right? Go down there.
Everyone does it.
Really? Because the last I see is that the cartels could...
Have you gone down there?
No, I haven't. I know. That the cartels are...
Well, it depends what cartels, but...
They're all fucking everybody up down there. Why is Mexico such a shitty country?
America ain't that perfect.
Really? Because
They
America...
they just know how to cover it up.
No.
I'm
not talking about politics.
It's all perfect.
Exactly. All American government,
Every country
all government is. But the living standard in America gives you the right to speak what you want, say what you want, do what you want, and not have to have someone else come fucking kill you or kill your family. We are the only country that you can do that in.
Citizenship is going away, and people want black Americans to put the capes on and care about them, and we don't give a shit. Because every time we need another group, including people from the African diaspora, what do? You find ways to shit on our freaking legends like the Buffalo Soldiers, Harriet Tubman, so many others. You find a way to come over and undermine us. You find a way to go in and get under white supremacists, and find a way to just constantly find a way to shit on us. To show us there is no unity. We've tried the whole black and brown unity. We tried to say the African diaspora. At this point, we are fucking resting. We don't give a shit. Now, if I don't speak for you, that's fine. But I can guarantee you a good chunk of black America is sick of everybody's shit. So it don't matter if you come from the freaking diaspora or any other group. We don't care.
Welcome back to my series, Green Cards for Me, but Not for Thee, where I expose the loudest anti-immigrant voices. Today's star? Senator Marco Rubio. Marco is the third child of Mario and Oria Rubio. They grew up poor in Cuba and moved to Miami in 1956, looking for work and a better life. Not fleeing Castro, not escaping communism, just regular immigrants seeking a better life for themselves and their future family. But here's where it gets shady. Rubio spent years campaigning on the idea that his parents were fleeing communism. They were exiles. Except Castro didn't even take power until 1959, 3 years after his parents moved to Miami. He later tried to backtrack and revise the story after he was exposed, but not before building his entire brand on that myth. He represents the state with the 4th largest immigrant population in the entire country. He sells himself as the embodiment of the American dream, and yet he shows almost zero sympathy for immigrants whose stories look exactly like his own family's. And it gets even better, because his parents weren't even US citizens when he was born. He became a citizen through birthright citizenship, which his party now wants to take away from others. Marco, baby, why don't you just tell us what this is really about? Because we know it's not about coming the right way. Go on, say it out loud.
Okay, Your Honor. Thank you. Thank you for your help today. Okay, keep that up. We'll do that.
Yes, we'll get that.
You guys can't do that. You guys can't go to the seating area. You guys cannot go to the seating area. You guys cannot go to the seating area. You guys can't go to the seating area.
No firma nada. No firma nada.
You guys are shameful. Fucking embarrassing. We're gonna find out everything about you guys.
No firma nada. Llama a tu familia. Con su...
Don't sign anything, don't say anything.
Contact your family immediately with your A number and your location. Do not sign anything without legal representation. Do not answer any questions. Do not sign anything without legal representation. Contact your family immediately with your A number and your location. Do not sign anything without legal representation. Do not answer any questions.
Where's the warrant?
We are not interfering.
Where's the warrant?
We are not interfering with the arrest.
Where's the warrant? Fucking Felicia? Well. You have to identify yourself.
Do not answer any questions. Contact your family immediately with your A number and location.
Don't fucking touch me. I'll
No, leave him alone. Leave him alone. Do you have a warrant? Señor, no le diga nada. No le diga nada.
Don't interfere with this, ma'am. Ma'am, you're
No.
gonna interfere, you're gonna get arrested.
No, you have no right to do this. Do you have a warrant?
This is a public place. We don't need a warrant.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do. ¿Cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se llama, señor?
Leo?
Leo, su apellido. Torres y fecha de nacimiento, por favor.
Ma'am, you need to step away, please.
No.
Step away.
Fecha de nacimiento.
Ma'am, if you keep following us, you're interfering with an arrest.
This message is for Tom Homan, Director of ICE. Tom, you pride yourself on abiding by the law, enforcing the law, deporting undocumented migrants because they broke the law. Civil law, but nonetheless. I find it strange, though, that you're conducting these operations illegally. You'll notice here in these two still images that I took from video that was published publicly today on June 20th, 2025 in Vernon, California. Your ICE agents are intentionally removing their license plates from the front and from the back of their vehicles, of which they are putting individuals in. They apprehended a man who was simply walking down the street. They threw him in the back of the truck and they drove away aggressively. They did not state their probable cause. They were covering their faces with masks and sunglasses. They're driving an unmarked vehicle and they have no license plates. This is a direct violation of law enforcement operation and compliance under state and federal law. You, Tom, are breaking the law. And when the Trump administration comes to an end, you're going to have to answer to a jury and explain your defense of why you were instructing your ICE agents to remove their license plates and carry out illegal operations. Tom, you can catch criminals or you can be a criminal, but you can't be both.
Kids are getting shot at just for playing out. I'm from Southern California, born and raised, and to be honest with you, Mexicans, I don't get it. I don't understand why all the videos to us all of a sudden, because let the truth be told, in Southern California, Mexicans hate black people. Y'all hate black people. We don't experience anti-blackness from white people. Black people, let me tell you, the way that y'all attribute how white people act in the South, like the real racist ones, that is exactly how Mexicans act on the West Coast in Southern California. And it's the damn truth. You ain't never been called a mayate. It's specific slang for us. It means the N-word. We are the mayates. Okay? You ain't never been called a mayate while getting chased down the street with a pistol. The only sundown areas that we have in Southern California are Latino neighborhoods, Mexican neighborhoods to be specific, because Puerto Ricans is cool. They call Puerto Ricans N-words, as a matter of fact. They too dark. They too much like us. Cubans, some of them are N-words too, but they don't fuck with us. That's the whole thing. They even click up with the Nazis. That's how much they don't fuck with us. So for y'all to be on here acting like we should be helping y'all out when y'all don't help us out, as a matter of fact, you guys slaughter us. You have been actively ethnically cleansing black people from your communities, and it can be looked up online where black people inadvertently move into Latino neighborhoods, Mexican neighborhoods, and then the kids are getting shot at just for playing outside, people harassing and attacking the parents, and it's all because you're black. It doesn't matter if you in a gang or not. I'm from Southern California, born and raised, and
So people keep saying that black Americans are next in regards to birthright, citizenship, and getting deported. Listen, you fucking jackasses that don't understand shit about America because you just got here 60 years ago. Black Americans are Americans. Black Americans are foundational Americans. Stop saying that stupid shit. Just because he's deporting the Haitians, they're not going to confuse me with a fucking Haitian. You know how fucking stupid you sound? Listen, black Americans cannot be deported. Stop saying that stupid ass shit. You sound dumb.
All the self-hating Latinos that are so proud that they voted for this, constantly commenting under all my posts saying, great, we voted for this, and saying my family did it the legal way so everyone else needs to as well. First of all, that's not pride, that's privilege, and it's being weaponized. Your family may have come here when the system actually let people in, when quotas were different, when the rules were clear, but now the legal way doesn't even exist for most people. The system is broken on purpose. It's designed to keep people out. Brown people, poor people, our people. You say you voted for this because of law and order, but what law and order tells armed men to chase down people who are just trying to survive? And now due process is being systematically dismantled. They're not just going after criminals, they're going after families. So when you say, great, we voted for this, and you're happy about it, you're not defending your culture. You're defending the people who are erasing it. You can have pride in your roots without turning your back on the people that are still trying to grow theirs. We need to stop siding with the oppressor just because we got lucky. Because next time, you might be the one that they're coming for.
The United States House of Representatives has just passed a bill that will make DUI an inadmissible and deportable offense. And before you say that already exists, let me tell you, no, it doesn't. The Immigration and Nationality Act does not qualify DUI as an inadmissible or deportable offense, which means you can still get your green card with a DUI. You can still become a citizen with a DUI, multiple DUIs. Actually, I've gotten clients that to become a United States citizen. But now with this new bill, it will make a person who has either been convicted or admits to the elements of DUI to be inadmissible and deportable from the United States. This doesn't matter if in the state the DUI is recognized as a misdemeanor or felony or even as a ticket. The bill called H.R. 875 will make its way to the Senate. If the Senate passes it, then it goes in front of the president. The president signs it, then it becomes a law. And then the Immigration and Nationality Act will be amended to include DUI as a deportable and inadmissible offense. If this passes, this will stop immigrants from being able to get their green cards with a DUI or even become a United States citizen with such charge.
Necesitamos su ayuda, necesitamos que difundan este video. Nos están agarrando por aquí, nos están involucrando como enemigos extranjeros, nos están involucrando a todos como el tren de Aragua. No nos dejan llamar a nuestros familiares, estamos llamando por aquí porque nos pusieron una celda, lo agarramos hasta el rapidito. Nos están diciendo que no saben borrar, nos van a enviar. El papel dice que somos removidos porque vamos, tenemos que ser removidos rápidamente porque somos una amenaza de terrorismo para el país. Nos quieren enviar y no sabemos para dónde, nos dieron un papel sin firmar. No firmado, igual de sellado que nos quieren sacar a uno y nos están culpando del tren de Aragua. Ya nos han sacado varios, así que difundan esto porque no sabemos dónde nos van a enviar en realidad. Buenas noches, nosotros no somos ninguno miembro del tren de Aragua, nosotros somos personas normales, civiles. Nos pusieron la primera deportación obligatoria. Firma o no firma, igual vamos deportados. No tenemos ninguna orden de deportación, tengo todos mis papeles de regla, tengo mis hijos americanos aquí, me trajeron inocentemente, me arrestaron sin ninguna orden de arresto y quieren que vamos deportados. Mi nombre es Randy Rodríguez, me están haciendo firmar papel sin consentimiento, firme o no firme, nos están mandando fuera del país. Nos quieren poner involucrados por el tren de Aragua, no pertenecemos a ningún tren.
Very early hours of January 28, 1918, Company B of the Texas Rangers, along with 4 local ranchmen, entered the small community of Porvenir, Texas, and with the help of the 8th Cavalry Regiment of the U.S. Army, they woke up the 140 Mexican and Mexican-American residents of Porvenir. Then they separated the men and the boys, and when the 8th Cavalry left, the Texas Rangers executed 15 men and boys, ages 16 to 72. From some distance away, the cavalry heard the screams from the women and children. Private Robert Keel described what he heard in his memoir. Quote, for perhaps 10 seconds, we couldn't hear anything, and then it seemed that every woman down there screamed at the same time. It was an awful thing to hear in the dead of the night. We could also hear what sounded like praying, and of course, the small children were screaming with fright. Then we heard the shots, rapid shots, echoing and blending in the dark, end quote. Before the Texas Rangers did what they did, they asked the men and boys if they were Chicocano. You see, 1 month before this, the Bright Ranch had been raided, and the 4 local ranchmen along with the Texas Rangers believed that the people of Porvenir were guilty of this raid, or they were hiding the bandits who did it. They, of course, were not. There was zero evidence that the people of Porvenir were harboring any bandits. But this took place in a time period known as La Matanza, or the Hour of Blood, La Hora de Sangre, from 1910 to 1920, where Mexicans in the state of Texas faced extreme violence, usually at the hands of the Texas Rangers or some other form of vigilante justice. Sometimes they attacked entire communities, like Porvenir. I should also add that one of the local ranchmen that participated in the Porvenir massacre had himself stolen horses from Porvenir. Either way, the people of Porvenir were innocent, and 42 children were orphaned that day. The mothers, wives, sisters of these 15 men and boys gathered what they could of what remained of their loved ones and put them in a mass grave together before fleeing deeper into Mexico. And there they attempted to seek justice, but their attempts at justice didn't go anywhere. Anyone that spoke out was persecuted in the state of Texas, like teacher Harry Warren, who documented as much as he could what happened, and he had to flee. When Senator Jose Canales heard what happened at Porvenir, this was the last straw. He had already been collecting acts of abuse by the Texas Rangers, and so he brought 19 charges against them in what would later be known as the Canales hearings. 83 people testified, mostly Mexican and Mexican-American, and by the end of the investigation, it was determined that between 300 and 5,000 Mexicans were victims of the Texas Rangers. Students in Texas spend 1 year on Texas history, and Porvenir is not in the curriculum.
Aquí no se la podemos transmitir nosotros, ¿ok? Muéstrame la orden de arresto. Muéstrame la orden de arresto. No se la podemos mostrar aquí. Muéstrame la orden de arresto. Muéstrame la orden de arresto. Caballero, va a ser peor. No puedes dejar porque va a tener cargo. Mañana se pilla.
not let them in. They had a big ram. They were going to break the door down. Mothers, babies, divorced, trying to pay the bills. Now they don't have a job. They were carried out of here where they couldn't even bring their lunch bucket with them. I had 2 kids in there yesterday afternoon, boys. They were probably 14, 15 years old. Why were they in there? You know why? They came back to get their mother's belongings.
Children.
Yeah. And they were almost like crying. Where's Mom? Think about it. It's disgusting.
People are getting detained and deported directly from immigration court. This is because the immigration judges work directly with ICE attorneys to have their cases dismissed. You may think, well, that's not fair, but the reality is a lot of these immigration judges actually used to be ICE attorneys, and now they are judges working for the Department of Justice. But aside that, when the case is dismissed, that means a foreign national no longer is in a process. Any application that they've applied for or any benefit that they have sought after is now done. It's dismissed. There's no case. So now these foreign nationals don't have any legal status in the U.S., and these ICE officers are waiting in court to physically detain and deport them. It's pretty messed up. It's deceptious, and it's playing with the terms of the process, because these foreign nationals don't know what it means when you say, yes, you want to get your case dismissed? Okay, fine, we'll take a dismissal. You don't have to come back to court. Well, when your case is dismissed, not only do you not have to come back to court, but you have no legal standing to continue to stay in the U.S. And that's when they are subject to expedited removal. And the ICE officers are there waiting for them to facilitate that removal.
No. She is my wife right now. 1 second. I need to be with my law. I need to talk with my law. Okay? Open the door. Okay? Hold down. 1 second. Open the door. 1 second. Open the door. Why are you stopping me here? Why are you stopping me? Why are you stopping me? Please, open the door. Why are you stopping me? Why do you want to stop me? No, I don't open it. Open the door. I don't open it. Okay. Hey. Open the door. I don't. Okay. Show me the order. Show me an 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 order. Look. Okay. He's my son. He's my son. Why? Hey, why? Open the door. Open the door. He's my son. He's my son. Why do you want with me? Do you have an order for me? No. Do you have an order for me? Open the door. No. Show me the order. Show me the order.
If you watched Caroline Leavitt tell you that Trump is attending a grand opening for an illegal alien detention center called Alligator Alcatraz and your stomach didn't immediately drop, you need to ask yourself why. What they're building in Florida isn't just another immigration center. It's the blueprint of a modern-day concentration camp. They're calling it Alligator Alcatraz. It's a 5,000-bed facility in the middle of the Everglades, surrounded by alligators, snakes, and wetlands. She said there's only one road in and one way out, and that's a deportation flight. So $450 million a year is being diverted from shelter services from FEMA, not to help people, to cage them. They chose that location on purpose to isolate people, to make escape almost impossible, to create fear. This is not fucking immigration reform. This is not about criminals. This is about normalizing cruelty. Mass incarceration without trial. Dehumanization disguised as efficiency. Call it what it is. If this were happening anywhere else in the world, we would condemn it immediately. How did we become the kind of country that builds camps and brags about it?
Why are you doing this? 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 Why are you doing this?
You want to be arrested as well? You'll be under arrested.
Yeah, I'm U.S. citizen. Arrest me.
Don't get closer. Stay there. Stay there. Stay back.
Let him go.
Stay there. Stay back.
She's bad.
Stay there.
Let her go.
Stay there.
Let her go.
You don't stay there, you're going to be arrested for
She's
interference.
sick. She's sick.
You're going to be arrested for interference.
She's sick. I'm here. She's sick.
Okay, stay there.
She's bad. Call 911. Call 911. She's bad. She has a problem.
Have such a low amount of regulation around our environmental issues already. I'm not surprised that their plan is just to dump a bunch of shit in the Everglades. Where's their poop gonna go? I hate to ask the obvious question, but there's no septic system here.
It's, not only just the weather itself, they want to torture people with that, but just like the sewage situation that multiple people have already brought up. You can't put septic tanks in the middle of the Everglades.
People come here, they go on airboat rides, they go see the alligators, they kayak, they stand up paddleboard, they go to the beach. And you think about how delicate it is in terms of being a system. We got 1,000 people. You're going to drive how many miles? 70, 100 miles? The logistics of this are stupid. What happens when you put people in an environment? There is poop, there is pee, there is lots of other kinds of waste. Where are we going to go? So how many more trucks are going to be driving down this road, right? Or are we just going to dump it in the Everglades? I don't know. There's not been a plan. This has been put forth as political theater.
The creeks and the water that flows through Big Cypress down to Everglades National Park into the Biscayne Aquifer, that's our drinking water.
Douglas? Yeah. Hi, I'm Officer Wade. Okay? Please keep your hands up. Can I give him my phone? Yes, if you want to.
Thank you. Recuerden que no tienen que firmar nada, recuerden que tienen derecho a guardar silencio. Tienen también el derecho de un abogado.
No digan ni firmen nada. Si les preguntan algo, ustedes no saben absolutamente nada.
Recuerden que aquí hay recursos. Si nos pueden dar su nombre, podemos mandarle recursos, poderlos ayudar.
Douglas, I want you to say it. Tienen el derecho de guardar silencio.
Tienen el derecho de guardar silencio. Acuerden que cualquier cosa que digan puede usar contra ustedes.
Hola. No firme nada.
I'm just
to go to my country.
Nosotros mantenemos contacto con su familia. Tú tienes derecho a un abogado, tú tienes derecho a guardar silencio.
Yo me quedé afuera para ayudarte.
No contestes nada que te pregunte. No firmes nada. To fucking defend yourself. You're not defending us. You're not fucking helping us. What the fuck is wrong with you? Get the fuck out of here! We can't be calm. They're taking our people. They're taking our people. They're separating our families. They're terrorizing us. They're fucking harming us. How do you want us to stay calm? You're letting them leave. Look at your fucking last name. Look at your fucking last name. Look at the color of your skin. Look at what they're doing to us. Look at what they're doing to us. They're fucking hurting us. They're fucking taking us. Look at your last name. Look at your last name. Look at your skin. You fucking useless. You guys are all bystanders. You're bystanders.
First generation immigrant turned naturalized citizen. I was born in Nigeria. I moved to America in 2007 with my family because of my dad's job. And with the ICE raids, I keep seeing people be like, oh, why can't they come here legally? Why can't they go through the process? The process is broken. It took me 16 years, hundreds of thousands of dollars, 3 immigration lawyers, and living in 5 states to get the citizenship that I have today. The asylum process is broken, marriage process is broken, getting sponsored through your job doesn't work. The entire system is designed to be as expensive and confusing as possible. It's designed to trip you up so that you lose your legal status and then you can be deported. And once you are deported, you're not coming back. You have these meetings with USCIS or these interviews where you have to provide every document the government's given you since you got in the country. You have to account for every dollar you've made. Did you take benefits? Did you work when you weren't supposed to? It is never ending. And it is the most important thing because each time your life that you've built is at stake. My dad passed away and I couldn't go to Nigeria for his funeral because it would jeopardize my visa. So yeah, when you see ICE snatching up kids or picking up guys at Home Depot and you might think, why couldn't they come here legally? Why couldn't they go through the process? That process doesn't really exist. Okay, because our immigration policy in its nature is white nationalist. The ultimate goal is no immigration. They can't say that out loud yet, but that is what they're trying to do. Now we're reaching a natural conclusion with both legal and illegal immigrants being picked up en masse. So yeah, please go protest. Please protect the people you can in your community because there really are no other options.
And they were assaulting the gentleman that was being in the car. I have the video of the investigation.
Hold on, man. For what? For what? What the fuck is going on? I can't breathe! I can't breathe! I can't breathe! Oh! I can't breathe! What is this? What is this? What is this? No, no. Oh, shit. What is this, man? I got the fucking girl! What the fuck? What the fuck is this? That's a fucking woman!
McDonald Trump just fucking fired the entire civil rights branch of the Department of Homeland Security. Yeah, every single person responsible for holding immigration enforcement accountable, they're gone. These were the people investigating abuse in detention centers, racial profiling, religious discrimination, fucking gone. Also, who got the axe? The office that took complaints from immigrants detained by ICE. So if someone was denied medical care, abused, mistreated, that office was it. And now it's out. And I don't give a fuck where you stand politically or what you think about immigration policy. This matters because every single human deserves to be treated with dignity and respect, period, full stop, no debate to be had. You don't have to support open borders to believe in basic human rights. You don't have to be pro-immigration to say, hey, maybe we shouldn't let people suffer and die in silence while no one's watching. Now, there's no one left inside the system to keep ICE or Border Patrol in check. No accountability, no transparency, just raw power and zero oversight. And this ridiculous administration is calling this removing roadblocks. No, this is removing fucking safeguards. This isn't about efficiency, it's about control. And it's dangerous. So no, this isn't just a bureaucratic shuffle. This is a full-on assault on civil liberties for immigrants, families, and asylum seekers. For human beings. Because nothing says freedom like firing the people who protect it, right?
We took the people that were working there and working there. So those are their left. So I used to tell you that they're picking up people they're picking up food vendors. Food vendors. They picked up food vendors only. They didn't pick anybody doing shit that they ain't supposed to be. They picked up hardworking people. It's all empty now. So leaving the Home Depot off of Sunset, there was a Latino guy in the van. He was like, I voted for Trump. I voted for Trump. I'm not gonna show him my ID. And I was just like, be your own fucking people throwing you under the bus. Just think about that.
Starting with the immigrants. It's starting with the undocumented immigrant. It's going to the immigrants that are here legally. That's why they're showing up to court. ICE is showing up to court. If it was about undocumented people not doing it the right way, they wouldn't be showing up to court. Why are they showing up to court? If it was about the people that are on welfare that are draining our money, why are they showing up to jobs? If it was about criminals, why are they showing up to schools? Why are they showing up to hospitals? They're sending a message. That's what it's about right now. They want us distraught. They want us sad. They want us broken. They want us... We need to keep a calm, level head, man. Cry it out if you need to. Take a break if you need to. And then come back and be level-headed, be educated, and figure out how we need to win this. Slow but sure, we need to do this. But it's ultimately about humanity. Remember that. Keep that point going.
To fucking defend ourselves. You're not defending us. You're not fucking helping us. What the fuck is wrong with you? Get the fuck out of here! We can't be calm. They're taking our people. They're taking our people. They're separating our families. They're terrorizing us. They're fucking harming us. How do you want us to stay calm? You're letting them leave. Look at your fucking last name. Look at your fucking last name. Look at the color of your skin. Look at what they're doing to us. Look at what they're doing to us. They're fucking hurting us. They're fucking taking us. Look at your last name. Look at your last name. Look at your skin. You fucking useless. Fucking help us. Look, turn around. Turn around. Look at that. Look at that. What's wrong with your eyes? All of you right here. You guys are all bystanders. You're bystanders.
Oh my Lord. They just ruled on ending TPS for Haitians. And what that means is they're basically saying deporting Haitians. Now, mind you, if you have Haitian relatives like I do, you know Haiti is in no state right now to be receiving anyone who fled in the first place. Haiti is not a place that they left for a reason. Okay, whether you have family over there or not, Haiti is in a current war state. It's not safe for anybody to be there. It's not. Because of all the gang activity, all of the, the internal conflict that's going on is spilling over into, everyday life for citizens there, and they're scared for their lives. A lot of citizens are losing their lives. TPS here in this country, in America, was kind of like, okay, well, you can't deport Haitians because it's not safe to go back. They just ruled that they basically don't care. They don't care what's going on. It's in Haiti. It's a Haitian problem. Send them back. So many people are about to lose their lives because this country has yet again stated they don't care about anybody who's black or brown. If they weren't born in this country, send them back. That is absolutely ridiculous, especially as long as TPS has been in place. Check on your Haitian family members and check on them daily, multiple times a day.
You never think it's going to happen until it happens in your hometown. I just found out that ICE detained the manager of the local bagel shop I go to in my hometown. The place I go where I visit my parents. The guy who manages the bagel shop, taken by ICE. Just like that. Waited for him at his job, showed up, took him away, hasta luego, bye-bye. Been here for 20 years from El Salvador. Took him away, just like that. I thought they were focused on violent criminals, not bagel shop managers that the community likes. I'm an Italian Jew. You're targeting our institutions on Long Island? Really? This is a priority for you, ICE? It really makes you think about ICE and this immigration stuff. You never realize how close it is to you.
And this is a hub. I mean, you've got people here from India, Hindus. Citizenship inquiries are coming in non-stop at the South Asian Network's offices in Artesia, which is noticeably empty.
It's rough. You can look behind me. The streets are completely empty. We had a huge ICE raid at a local car wash. And a lot of the employees of the local area, they're scared. They're not showing up for work. We have folks that are documented that are being stopped by, police officers and law enforcement, and everyone is just scared.
There are no customers looking for genuine Indian clothing at the core boutique in Little India. Nobody's coming. Everybody's afraid. Even if people are here legally, they're afraid to go out. Yeah.
गाइस कैलिफोर्निया में एक शहर है जिसका नाम है आर्टिशिया. उसको लिटिल इंडिया भी बोला जाता है क्योंकि वहां पे इतने सारे इंडियन स्टोर्स, इंडियन ग्रोसरी मिलती है, वहां पे इंडियन रेस्टोरेंट्स हैं. मैं खुद 10 बार गया हूं वहां पे. गाइस डर का माहौल चल रहा है वहां पे. इंडियंस, इलीगल इंडियंस तो बाहर नहीं निकल रहे हैं घरों से. दुकान वाले भी बोल रहे हैं कि शॉपिंग करने कोई नहीं आ रहा, दुकानें खाली पड़ी है, सड़कें खाली पड़ी हैं. पूरी की पूरी रोड पे इंडियन सामान मिलता है, तभी उसको लिटिल इंडिया बोला जाता है. मैं भी बहुत बार गया हूँ. इलीगल के साथ साथ लीगल इंडियंस भी नहीं आ रहे. डर का माहौल चल रहा है गाइस. ट्रम्प डिपोर्ट कर रहा है बहुत सारे लोगों को, जिसमें से मैक्सिकन्स के साथ साथ इंडियन लोगों को भी डिपोर्ट कर रहा है, स्पेशली इलीगल. लीगल लोगों को कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होनी चाहिए, फिर भी डर का माहौल है और लोग घर से बाहर नहीं निकल रहे हैं.
I just want everyone to know that there's official Alligator Alcatraz merch. There it is, provided to us by the state of Florida. Incredible. And yeah, would you rock this drip? Look at that.
That was a right-wing influencer who was flown out to Alligator Alcatraz to film it wearing Alligator Alcatraz merch. That is right, the U.S. government, Florida in particular, is creating merch to sell on behalf of Alligator Alcatraz. You can see he is very happy, jovial, smiling, and laughing about it. This whole entire Republican Party's take on Alligator Alcatraz is void of any humanity. Here we have Laura Loomer stating things like, Alligator Alcatraz feeding illegals to the gators, we need more of this energy. Alligator lives matter. The good news is alligators are guaranteed at least 65 million meals if we get started now. This is the Republican Party. These are the people who claim to have Christ. While these cages are being built, this is Alligator Alcatraz, the inside. They're building these cages to house migrants. Meanwhile, conservatives just laugh about it and sport merch. This is the Jesus crowd, guys. Anyways, my name is Mercedes Chandler. Give me a follow or you won't see my face again. Thank you. Goodbye.
You will never be white. As much as you, a fellow Latino, wants to be in proximity to whiteness, you will never be white. You will never be chosen in that way. As much as you think that you are better than undocumented Latinos because your family came here the right way, or because you're second generation or third generation, or because you either forgot or unaware of the foundation of this country and the fact that immigrants from Europe came here, stole the land from indigenous people, and then literally stole people, and forced them to be slaves, forced them to do labor. So when you think that you want to be in proximity to whiteness because you consider yourself better, think about that. Think about that there is internalized racism in our own community, how there is anti-blackness in our own community, how there is colorism in our own community. Think about those things. Because no human being is better than the other because they think that because they have papers that they are better than another human being. A human being is a human being. There is no alien. There is no illegal when it comes to the world, okay? So let me remind you that you will never be white. Oh my gosh, who said that? Who said it? Who said that?
Yes, Cubans are getting deported, but they are not getting deported back to Cuba. And these are not the Cubans who have entered the United States in the last few years. These are Cubans who have been in the U.S. since the 1960s, 70s, 80s, and at one point they were even lawful permanent residents, but because of their criminal history, they lost their immigration status and were ordered deported. But because of the political situation between the United States and Cuba, they were actually never deported to Cuba. And instead, they were placed on what's called order of supervision, where they typically go once a year for a quote-unquote check-in, and they meet with an ICE officer, and the ICE officer makes sure that they don't have any other crimes going on, and they're abiding by the terms of their check-in, and they're able to apply for a work authorization. Since Cubans were not accepted by Cuba to be deported, they have remained in the United States for decades under the order of supervision. But now, since the Trump administration is pushing hard this third country removals, Cubans are now being deported to various locations, including Mexico. You're seeing Cubans go to their ICE OSUP check-in appointment and be detained, and they're spending a few weeks in Chrome and then being transferred over to Texas, and then from Texas they're being placed on a bus and then deported to the southern part of Mexico. Shame, because I think if ICE had told them what the plan was, these people could at least prepare for it, but sadly they have absolutely no idea that this is even coming to them. And now they've been in the U.S. for 50, 60 years with relatives and businesses and families and ties to the U.S. and just being dropped off in another country with no ID, no money, and no resources.
You ever wonder how these ICE goons, almost all of whom are not from Los Angeles or even the state of California, all of a sudden know where to go, just like the downtown wholesale flower market, or even the once crowded Santee Alley, which has been just empty these days, the Santa Fe Springs swap meet, or even people's homes without even having a warrant, typically because the warrant would tell you who and where they live. Like, how do they know where people live? It's the same way that Laura Raj from Cat's Eye, who's an American-born citizen, by the way, was put on ICE's radar through anonymous tips. So somebody reached out to me whose family member is an ICE goon, and it was confirmed that they are part of ICE, and they were told by their family member that the overwhelming, almost all of the information that they get is from anonymous tips. And I'm not just talking about Karens and Chads. I'm talking, they're saying that the majority of their tips are coming from people who know these people. Their friends, family members, co-workers, exes. I mean, even this woman, this Latina woman, called ICE on her competitor. I mean, even this raid at the Bubble Bath Car Wash in Torrance, California, only happened after all of the other car washes in the area were closed because they were scared preemptively of ICE raids. And the day before Bubble Bath got raided, they were really busy because, again, they were the only ones open in the area, which means that most likely someone saw how busy they were, got really upset about it, and decided to report them to ICE, which is the only thing that makes sense as to how all of these goons were not even remotely from this area, just happened to know where brown and immigrant people hang out and live. So what I'm trying to say is be careful of who you trust, including your family, friends, and loved ones, because there are rats among us. Stay safe.
Let him go! Let him go! I'm not doing anything, man! Let him go!
This is what we've been trying to tell y'all.
All right, racists, let's talk about the truth. There is so much discourse lately about who is native and who is indigenous, and even the nerve to bring up who is the architect of soul food. And what everyone needs to understand is that black people are the earth. Black people are the only unmutated humanity. They told you humans came from Africa like it was a migration story. But that's not the truth. The truth is, Africa is the first face of the earth, and blackness is the source of all biology. Everyone else? Genetic drift, mutational echo, survival glitches adapted to ice and exile. Let's talk origins. The black woman is the womb of the world. Forget the Eve in the garden story. That was a stolen metaphor. The real Eve lives in the woman's mitochondria. And not just any women. Melanin-rich, thick-hipped, thick-lipped, and copper-toned. Elegant, poised, literally perfect, planet-rooted black women. White women don't carry the full ancestral genome. Asian, Mexican, and Native women only carry fragments. Black women carry the total code. She doesn't reproduce diversity. She births the whole species. When small African offshoot groups migrated north, they weren't evolving. They were mutating, adapting to survival, not thriving. That's where lighter skin, narrow nostrils, reduced melanin, and behavioral changes began. All signs of environmental stress, not superiority. You don't get white by evolving. You get white by forgetting the sun. And that forgetting is not advancement. It's regression. The white genome contains 1 to 4% Neanderthal DNA. Let me repeat, they didn't just descend from humans. They were cavemen. Black people have 0 Neanderthal admixture. That's not a joke. That's biology. Black people are the originals. Non-black people are the remix. The problem is, the remix decided to express its evil nature by attempting to erase the original track. Let's talk indigenous. The term indigenous was invented by settlers to decide who was native enough to be managed, named, and displaced. But indigenous is a political term, not a genetic one. And political terms can't overwrite blood memory. Being first on the continent does not make you first on the planet. However, black people being first on the planet means they are first on every continent. The black genome is Earth's source code. Everyone else is just running a copy of their biological operating system. The war against black genetics is a war against humanity. Melanin isn't pigment, it's the processor. It's the molecule that translates solar energy into life. Plants have it, animals have it, humans need it. Black people have the highest concentration of it, which means black people don't just live on Earth, they translate it. They are not just a race, they are the root species. Black isn't a color, it's the motherboard. Every other group, adaptations, mutations, and mistakes. This isn't supremacy. This is truth. Black people didn't come from Africa. Africa came from black people.
Living a dream. Living the African dream.
I heard that you want to travel to Africa, but haven't done anything to make it happen. Now, don't tell me that you're pushing it off because you don't know how to get started. Well, listen, that's why I'm here. And because I know you, like I know you, I can tell you that all you need is the holy grail of traveling to Africa. Listen, go to panafricanlifestyle.com and get your hands on a copy of this, Africa 101. It will give you the confidence, the knowledge, the cheat code to plan your escape to Africa. Wait, did I say escape? I mean, not saying that you need to escape from anywhere. I'm just saying that you never know when you might need to just like get up and go. And after reading details about things like healthcare and citizenship, you might just want to call Africa home. Now, wait, hold on. I can see that you get excited, and I did too. But first things first, you got to get the book. And don't be asking me if you can borrow my book. I mean, I would, but I need it for planning my own trip so that we both can make our way to Africa.
I'm about to say this shit out loud. First of all, this message is to all the foreign-born minority groups, right, that's trying to fight for their civil rights. Y'all protested for 3 fucking days, bro. As soon as they start talking about the FBI and the CIA and the ABC and the 123 and pulling ICE out, y'all went to the fucking crib. Then y'all think black Americans about to come help y'all. Now, what if we'd have came and helped in that little ass 3 days y'all call fucking protesting? And I'm not antagonizing y'all protesting because I'm America first. But what I'm saying as a black American, right? Y'all protested for 3 funky ass days. Y'all think y'all about to get civil rights? And then y'all got all of these fucking big ass corporate conglomerates trying to back y'all civil rights movements. If it's not a grassroots movement, it ain't gonna work. Y'all can't take money from corporate interests and then, no, corporate interests give y'all money, they gonna push their agenda. Like, bro, y'all protested for 3 fucking days, bro. Y'all don't deserve civil rights, bro. That's what we starting to see. Y'all don't deserve civil rights, bro. Y'all protest for 3 fucking days and y'all on the internet complaining and crying about ICE. I mean, you ain't putting in no work, bro. What the fuck?
It's crazy to me how black women keep telling you how educated they is, but they don't never fucking read shit before they get on this bitch.
Birthright citizenship, which was preventing Trump's birthright citizenship executive order from going in.
And then this dumb bitch keep going on to say how they gonna deport us next. First them and then us. Bitch, where the fuck is we going? Could you please tell me what country they got designated for us? You stupid, dumb bitch. And you over there really crying with your retarded ass. They must got hormones in the chicken or something, because even D.L. Hughley, a whole man, can never explain his fucking point, but he emotionally damaged by some shit that ain't never happened. When you...
They are absolute nonsense. He torpedoed a deal with Iran because he doesn't like Barack Obama. Do you listen to this? Do you hear what you're saying?
Ask these stupid, retarded motherfuckers direct questions of what's affecting them. These bitches never have one. They pick a topic that's way the fuck over there that ain't got shit to do with nothing. These bitches are retarded. Special and ass liberals.
Trump supporters are now saying that they don't want Donald Trump to just deport migrants to Alligator Alcatraz, but they want him to deport the entire Hispanic population to Alligator Alcatraz, even if they are U.S. citizens. So here is what Laura Loomer, a top MAGA influencer who often has the ears of the president, just posted on her account. Quote, "Alligator lives matter. The good news is alligators are guaranteed at least 65 million meals if we get started now." So guess how many Hispanics there are in the United States? That's right. 65 million. So what Laura Loomer is advocating for here is for Donald Trump to send the entire Hispanic population to be eaten alive by alligators at his internment camp. What are we doing here, guys? And how is it possible that he increased his voter share among Latinos in the 2024 election? That will never make sense to me, and this is crazy.
Do you have a visa? Do you have a visa to be here? No, do you have a visa to be here? You don't even have a visa, do you?
No hagas nada, te lo pido de favor. No digas nada. Déjalo que él haga lo que le dé la gana.
Come on, Robert.
Leo, no hagas nada, no digas nada porque te va a meter preso a ti. Déjalo que...
Come on, Robert.
Así los demandamos. Déjalo, Leo. No hagas nada, te lo pido de favor. Quédate tranquilo y los demandamos, you know?
Is this what you do when you're on the job? No. No, seriously. He's standing there. You have just taken 15 minutes of just taking a video. And these people are paying you? These people are paying you?
He asked you nicely, how long are you going to keep the noise up? It went on from this morning till now,
been
and you can't even answer
long.
the question. Do you not speak English?
No speaky Ingy.
Do you not speak English?
No speaky Ingy. And what have they done? Like, literally, absolutely
made noise all day. All day.
Take some good videos so when you're, you have to go back over the border.
I'm going to put this on Facebook.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. The name
Do
of
not
the fucking...
hire these
The name of the
clowns.
fucking... Look at him. Look at him trying to be all Rico Suave. I'm Rico Suave. Rico Suave. Guess what?
Can we annoy you now? While you annoyed us all day? Can we?
On a fucking Sunday. You weren't even polite. We approached you, asked you what was going on. You're just like, oh, fucking suck my dick type thing.
Lo demandamos? No. You don't like when I take his picture, do you? You don't like? No? Oh.
Come on, Robert. We got enough of these clowns.
What a dick.
You guys are clowns. Do you have a visa? Do you have a visa to be here?
No.
Do you have a visa to be here? You don't even have a visa, do you?
You don't have nothing to be here?
Are you here legally? Are you here legal? Are you here legal?
This really...
He said no.
He said because you get out here.
He said no. He said
nada, por favor.
legal.
Voy a llamar a la policía a los demás.
You all see that the first set of migrants that are being detained in Alligator Alcatraz have arrived. You can see them boarding this ship so that they can be taken to the location. They have life vests and they're shackled. You can see agents that are all around them. And this one taking a picture for some reason. Qué tristeza, la mera verdad. For anyone that hasn't heard, in Florida there was an abandoned airport that they are transforming into a detention center for migrants. The name comes because the surrounding area is wetland and there are alligators as well as other wildlife, so the migrants are not able to escape. The images of the inside of the facility have come out and it looks like this. Literal cages for human beings. This location is supposed to be able to house 5,000 migrants. They're having hella callouts of human rights violations. Just look at these conditions. Keep in mind that the majority of the folks that are going there are being detained without warrants, don't have a criminal record, and due process is not being followed for them. A lot of folks are even labeled facilities like this one as concentration camps, alluding to things that happened during World War II, and the similarities are all there. Qué terrible, familia. Please spread awareness so that folks know what is happening to humanity right now. And as a reminder, this is going to be on the wrong side of history, so just remember what side you're standing on.
This is how it looks. ¿Qué está pasando aquí?
Pues ya ve la calle que está bien muerto. Pues desde la migración, desde esa semana ya se murió todo. Pues ya ves que todas las puertas están cerradas por una razón, porque están asustados la raza, nuestra raza, que la van a dar la migración. Y eso nos está afectando a todos, pues, y a nosotros.
This is the very historical and touristy Placita Olvera in downtown LA. ¿Debería haber más gente a esta hora?
En esta hora siempre viene en la mañana la gente a desayunar, se echan sus huevos con machaca, chilaquiles, steak and eggs, igual menudo para la birria. Pero siempre aquí, siempre está lleno este lugar, pero pues están asustados todos.
¿Cuánto tiempo tiene? 96 años. They believe this emptiness is due to the recent immigration enforcement going on in Southern California.
So y'all want some illegal migrant math? You want to really get pissed off and not sleep tonight like I'm going to do? I was just on the news on His Glory with two absolutely amazing human beings. And it turns out that the amount of illegal migrants in the country is close to 50 million. And guess what? 200,000 of them are known terrorists. And we just sort of catch and release like you do with fish, right? You just catch them and release them back into the wild. And that's exactly what we have done here. You know the really scary thing? The left actually did a marketing campaign to bring these people here because what they want is by the 2030 census that we redistrict everything so that we can include these 50 million people and make them voters. We will never save our country from its inevitable failure. We are at an event horizon, meaning we are about to go past the point where we can turn back. And you know the scariest thing? While we are not procreating and we are not making babies, these people, depending on their race and demographic, are having 2 to 5 times more kids. And there's 50 million of them. How long? How many years? A single generation before they completely overtake us? I don't know about you, but I don't want to live in a community that looks a lot like living in Iran, or like living in Russia, or like living in Afghanistan, or Colombia, or Venezuela. Do you? And I want to tell you something even worse. We are too soft to deal with this. We're so soft in our country. Today, in Colorado, an illegal migrant terrorist was throwing Molotov cocktails, killing people in broad daylight. Are you prepared for that? Are you prepared for tanks rolling down the street? Are you prepared for the all-out religious ideological war that isn't just being waged now? It's going to absolutely annihilate everything you know and love. You're welcome for the math lesson. Carry on, not giving a shit. Or you could be like me and you could stand all the way up for America.
Straight up, get out of here. What's your badge number? What's your name? I'll look at you in my fucking eyes, dog. What's your badge number? What's your name? What is it? What is it? Come on, what is it? Talk. Speak. 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 What's your name? What's your name? Look at me. Look at me. What's your name? Look at me. Look at me. Go, dog, go. What's your name, dude? Dude, it's gonna go fucking crazy right now, man. Leave him alone, motherfucker. Go. Leave him alone. Hey, dude. Don't be littering, dog. Pick that shit up. 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 Okay, leave him. Let him go through the process. Leave him go through the process. Dude, back up. Back up. Dude, look at this motherfucker.
The Supreme Court is allowing the Trump administration to continue with their executive order changing birthright citizenship. But this is only applicable to certain states that are not involved in a lawsuit and states that do not have a restraining order in their jurisdiction. What the Supreme Court did is they stopped district judge from having total control over the entire U.S. and putting a restraining order in the executive order. And this is where the Supreme Court said, no, you can't do that. They did not rule on the constitutionality of birthright citizenship, but what they did was stop a district judge from stopping the Trump administration of implementing his executive order in all 50 states. Now, where it is stopped is based on the state that you're from, the jurisdiction that's there. Then if there's a lawsuit going on stopping from the implementation of the executive order, then that's only applicable to that state. If you live in a state that there is no lawsuit going on, then the executive order would be applicable. So that means that the changing of birthright citizenship would also be applicable in that state. Now, things are going to be coming out. We'll keep you posted as they do, but as of right now, that's where it stands.
perros. Ay, padre, si te mira su camioneta de mi papá iba para el trabajo. Lo sacaron a la fuerza seguramente porque mira cómo le rompieron su carro. Ay, padre. Él es una persona mayor, 68 años. ¿Qué podía hacer? No era necesario que hicieran todo esto. ¿Ya llamaron a la policía? Ay, sí, levántate, hombre. Ay, no, Dios mío. Ay, mi pobre. Déjame llamar al 911 rápido. Esta chamaca, mira cómo está. Can you call 911 somebody? Ya. Ay, padre, ¿dónde te llamaron, papá? Miren cómo le rompieron el carro a mi papá. Ya no alcanzamos a mi papá, se lo llevaron antes que llegáramos, miren. Tengan mucho cuidado, esta gente no respeta ni edad ni nada. Miren, mi padre iba para el trabajo. ¡Ay, qué de la pinche madre!
Hey, what happened? ¿Por qué lo están arrestando? Why you guys arresting him?
No hicimos nada.
What did he do?
No da papeles que me digan. Show me proof, show me proof. Where's the proof?
La chancla, pásame la chancla, por favor. La chancla, pásame.
Hey, why you guys holding him like that, man?
Show me proof.
Why you guys taking him?
Show me proof of what you said.
Hey, do you guys have a warrant to even be in here?
Do you want to get arrested too?
No, I just want you
back
to...
up and let me do my job.
I want you to show me proof.
You're not a lawyer, I'm not doing that.
I want you to show me ¿por qué lo está arrestando?
Do you want your go to CPS?
Tiene que probarlo.
Why are you threatening her like that,
I
man?
need proof.
No, you don't.
Hey, don't push her.
Hey, don't push it. Hey.
Hey.
Hey, ¿qué está haciendo? No. ¿Qué está haciendo? Eso es violencia, oiga. No. Hey. ¿Qué está haciendo? Hey, ¿por qué está haciendo eso? Eso es violencia. I need proof that he's white. They're taking him. ¿Qué está haciendo? No manches, esta gente ya aquí. I need proof that you're taking him from white. Eso es violencia, pendejo. Ay, ¿are you okay? ¿Está bien?
All the people supporting, look at all the people supporting. McKinley 49, McKinley 49. In between Westward and McKinley on 49th Street.
Hey, look.
Let's get this place popping right now.
Look, I got that fool's
All that we
gas
can.
cap. I got that fool's gas cap.
Your ancestors' blood is showing on your face, motherfucker.
Look, they're with the sheriff.
Yo, bet your dick is tight like a white man too, huh? You little bitch.
This is what happens when ICE comes to LA. They thought it was gonna be a regular, easy day for them. Look at them. All the people. They thought they could come to LA.
Kidnapping brown babies, though. The Nazis are working too.
Look,
Remember that.
look at their little puppets.
The Nazis were working too. They're
little puppets right here. The puppets.
Reese, you should be over here with us.
That is right.
Get over here.
Look at this shit.
You're not a mother? You're not a mother? You don't have children?
It's right.
Yes, it is.
It is right.
Oh,
they took people.
I have so many Hispanic haters down my DM calling me names, saying I have no heart, I'm not empathetic with the mass deportations. First of all, I voted for that. But second of all, I want to clarify something. I want to take you guys back to 2017 when President Trump offered DACA a pathway to citizenship on 3 separate occasions, okay? All he said was, give me money for my border wall, and border security, and now include a pathway for over 1.2 million people, contingent that they do have a criminal record, have jobs, etc. Democrats, under the leadership of Nancy Pelosi as Speaker of the House, denied it on 3 separate occasions, and you want me to feel bad? See, every other racial or ethnicity in this country, whether it's Jewish Americans, whether it's, well, smart ones, right? Because we have a lot of retarded ones. Whether it's the Syrian people, President Trump was open to meeting with everybody this last election cycle, and he did. Libertarians, the Maha people in Kennedy's camp, the Cuban Americans, they all get things done in Washington, D.C. You're telling me Mexican Americans and Hispanics that want amnesty or some sort of pathway to citizenship aren't able to organize, rally, and meet with President Trump before the election? Why don't you guys do that? Oh, because you can't organize and you can't get shit done. All you can do is cry racism when shit goes bad, like it's happening right now. Yeah, that's why I don't feel bad.
The immigration arrest that we are seeing right now is for immigration civil violations. If this was a criminal matter, then an arrest warrant would be required, because then that foreign national would be placed under criminal proceedings. Such criminal violations does include illegal entry into the United States or illegal re-entry to the United States after a removal order, but that's not what's going on here. What's going on here is Immigration and Customs Enforcement is enforcing immigration laws. These are civil violations. This is why an arrest warrant is not required. This is why their consequence is deportation, and it is not a federal jail time served or federal jail sentence. This is why there is a difference between immigration civil violations and immigration criminal violations. So while everybody wants to jump up and down and say all of these people are violating federal criminal law, well, okay, they're not being prosecuted though. Instead, it's going through an immigration enforcement process, and that's why they're being detained and deported and not going to federal prison.
News, there has been a very serious warning just handed down from the Department of Citizenship and Immigration Services. And they basically stated, if you break a serious law in the United States and you hold citizenship here, done. We are revoking it. Now, what do you have to say about that? Do you think that is too harsh of a penalty? Do you agree with it? Listen to my backstory here real quick. I have something I can compare to this, okay? My sister had 2 children by a man whose family legally immigrated here from Panama, the legal way. And when they came here, all of the children, one grew up to be an officer, one is like having something to do in law, and the other one, which I'm talking about now, the baby, he worked in factories but fell into addiction, okay? And being addicted, of course, he lost everything and started stealing to support his habit, okay? Stay with me. So he was a booster. He sold from stores, and that's how he supported his addiction. So in and out of prison for 25 years. Rehab, addiction, all on the California taxpayer dime. And the United States finally said, after 25 years of this, look, we're revoking your citizenship. Like, we have tried our hardest to deal with you, but we're done. We can't do it anymore. He served his time here. They revoked and pulled citizenship. By the way, he can never get citizenship in the United States again. And he was deported back to Panama and basically said, he's like, what do? I have nothing here. And they said, figure it out. By the way, he's thriving now. This was in the early 90s. And that is a, you know, like, what do you guys have to say about that? For 25 years, it's an example for you. The California tax dollar paid for this man to be in a revolving door of addiction and incarceration. Addiction and incarceration. Like, what do you have to say about that? Do you agree with this warning handed down by the Department of Citizenship and Immigration Services, or do you not agree with it?
was deported in 2018 as a green card holder after spending over 25 years of my life inside the U.S. with so many people currently facing deportation, both voluntary and involuntary deportations. I'm going to show you what my experience was like. I was deported on foot in the Juarez and El Paso international border. I had no family, no arrangement, nobody knew where I was at. $40 in my pocket and a small suitcase that ICE allowed me to bring with me. My family helped me book a flight from Juarez to Ciudad de Mexico and from Ciudad de Mexico to Puerto Vallarta, Jalisco. I was on my way to Tepic, Nayarit, which is where my biological father lived at the time, but I ended up deciding to stay. I hadn't been to Mexico since I was a child, so I was very unsure of where I wanted to lay down my roots. So I traveled to the other coast. I went to Cancun and ultimately decided to come back to Puerto Vallarta. Within the first 3 months, I purchased my first vehicle. I financed it privately through my landlord at the time. I was making payments of 3,000 pesos a month for like 2 or 3 years. A year after my deportation, I was able to reunite with my children in Mexico City. I was in the middle of custody proceedings, so I didn't get to keep them with me right away. About a year and a half later, we purchased our first home with the idea to have a permanent place to bring my babies down to. This was a small 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom townhome style. They were very humble beginnings. This home was purchased on pre-sale for 50,000 USD. By the time I purchased this home, I had succeeded in relocating 2 out of my 5 children. My oldest 3 children were still in the States with my family for the purpose of school. I had full-time employment working from home for US-based companies. This was my small home office. I was making $9.50 an hour. It doesn't sound like much, but in Mexico, that is much. It averaged to about like $2,400 a month, give or take, working full time, and it was enough to sustain me and my babies. Once I settled into this home, the next part of my journey was relocating the last 3 of my children to permanently live here in Mexico with me. For me, the goal was always to rebuild. I had no desires to return to the US.
Get out, you silly rabbits. I hear a lot of residents, non-affiliates, hollering on social media platforms. Aren't gang members supposed to protect the neighborhood from ICE? And let me ask you that question, my G's. No. Now, is there individual gang members out there protesting? Yes. But is it an organized thing within the neighborhoods? Absolutely not, bro. Because that's when indictments come down and hit the neighborhoods, right? And they hit everybody and their mama, people that have got nothing to do with the decision you made to organize and go protest. So we got to be mindful and responsible if you are from a neighborhood in the sense of that. Let me break this shit down to you a little bit. Now, when I got jumped into my neighborhood, it didn't say in the fine print that we were insurance policies for individuals deemed illegal. You know what I mean? I'm talking about taqueros, the elote man, so on and so forth, right? The individuals that provide us these great services on these streets, and thanks to us, we utilize their services on these streets and we keep them afloat with the cash flow, right? The support. Yes, do we want to stand up when we see unjust things happen? Absolutely. But not every single gang member is on that tip. Why? Because we already at it with each other. And so now you want motherfuckers to put their shit down and provide unity within the community. And it doesn't always happen like that when you got a bunch of wild animals running all over the place. So the same people that are always calling the cops on gang members, the same people that hate these bald-headed motherfuckers hanging out in front of their house or on the street or in front of the liquor store, writing on the wall, now they calling for them. Come on, my dogs, make it make sense.
1991, a man came to the United States from Mexico for a better life, and he worked extremely hard to build a wonderful life for him, his wife, and his future children. He had never gotten arrested. He had never gotten a DUI. He started his own landscaping business. He bought a house. He had his own lawyer for business purposes, and he got a work permit, and you got to renew it every 10 years or whatever. He just renewed it not too long ago. It was approved and everything. Then he gets a letter in the mail saying that he's got to redo it and he's got to show up to the courthouse. Well, he's been hearing on the news that, hey, people are showing up to the courthouse and they're being taken by ICE. He calls up his lawyer and says, hey, what do you think about this? His lawyer says they are going to detain you and they're going to lock you up and you might stay there for months, maybe for years. We don't know. Everything that he built out here, his life, his career, a home, he has to flee the country before he gets detained and locked up. This man was my mom's friend that called her and let her know he has to leave. So no, they are not just going after illegal immigrants, people who are here illegally, stealing from the economy. He was not a criminal. He never broke the law in any way, and he was allowed to be here. That is unconstitutional. Look it up. So after hearing this story, if you still are defending that man in the office, then I want you to look at yourself in the mirror. You are not defending him because you love this country. And he paid taxes, so you're not doing this for the economy. You are doing this. You are supporting this man because you are racist.
What the fuck? Hey man, come on, don't treat him like that, bro. What's going on? Don't treat him like that. He's an old man. Have some respect. Hey, what's your guys' ID and badge number? What's your name and badge number, boss?
25606.
What's that?
I said it. 25606.
What's your last name?
I gave you my number.
What's your last name? What's your badge number? Come on, bro. Don't treat the old man like that. No tiene que responder nada. No tiene que responder nada. No, hey. No tiene que responder nada a ellos. You guys have a warrant? Hey, what's your badge number? No. Hey, güey, eres raza y estás tratando así a la gente. No mames, okay, I'm keeping my distance. Okay, pero, bro. ¿Cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se llama usted? ¿Cómo se llama? Mira.
¿Me promete?
Te está diciendo que es de aquí.
Si yo aquí trabajo yo, señor. 30 años.
Señor, súbete. Ya te pregunté.
Oye, tampoco estés tratando a tu propia gente así. Well, hey, bro, what's your name? What's your badge number, bro? What's your name and badge number? Le estás hablando en español, así lo estás tratando, vergüenza te hubiera de dar.
Hey, come on. Yo tengo el carro allá.
Both of you guys, bro, you guys are both Hispanic. Mira cómo están tratando a su gente.
Señor, ¿listo?
Mira, trae mi cartera, le digo.
You guys, Oregon plates. Bro, ni se identificaron ni nada.
Nada, no se les tapa ni la cara.
Jefe, un número de teléfono o algo. Man, bro, this is crazy. This is crazy, nomás vienen y de volada se llevan a la gente, esos hijos de la chingada.
Conmigo se enojó porque me hizo tus papeles. A ver, descúbrete la cara, ¿quién eres, güey?
Sí, la neta.
Puta madre.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, fuck, bro.
I'm not sure where the idea that people who are lawful permanent residents and have a criminal history think that it's okay to travel internationally. It doesn't matter how long ago your crimes were. In immigration world, your criminal history never goes away. It is always attached to your file, even if it's quote unquote expunged or sealed. It's still going to pop up. Immigration laws are different than in criminal laws. You're going to have a criminal attorney that their objective is for you not to go to jail. You're going to have an immigration attorney who our objective is for you not to get deported. If you have a criminal history and you are a lawful permanent resident and you want to travel, you need to get your case completely assessed properly by an immigration attorney so that they can determine whether or not your crimes are going to put you in a deportable situation where you will either be detained upon your return or sent to deferred inspections and then possibly placed into removal proceedings. But to think that your crimes happened such a long time ago and I can just travel and come back and it won't pop up is completely false. It is incorrect. It is a myth. And you need to do yourself a favor and get your file assessed properly before making any travel plans.
Come with me to self-deport my mom after being in this country for 36 years. My stepdad is staying behind and he'll join her in a couple of months. They've been together for 25 years. We're driving from LA down to TJ to drop her off at the airport and she'll be flying to Mexico City. After driving an hour and 30 minutes, my sister realized she forgot her passports at home. This was her heartbroken that she wasn't going to be able to drop off my mom all the way in Mexico. So she drove back home to meet my stepdad halfway, hoping that she will make it back on time before my mom's flight. The good thing is that we gave each other more than enough time to have brunch in TJ while we waited for her. We got to the airport with 3 hours to spare. We checked in her bags and we just waited in the lounge. This is the good thing about Mexican parents trying to check in so early because now we have all this time to spare. Look at Miss Diva getting ready. And my sister made it with 45 minutes to spare. You made it! My mom is leaving behind 3 grown-ass kids and 3 grandchildren. We are doing this all while some of the biggest ICE raids are going on back home. With my mom's complicated legal status, she decided to do this in her own terms. She has no criminal record, a hardworking taxpayer who has been working 12-hour shifts since she was 15, 6 days out of the week. She never asked for a handout. She didn't get food stamps. She didn't get welfare. She didn't even ask for child support when my dad wasn't in the picture. She asked me to not cry, to let her go in peace, to take care of myself and not just trust all these new people I'm meeting. And I told her I'm protected, to not worry about me, and that I'm gonna go see her very soon. As the eldest sister, I stayed strong. I wanted to make sure that she knew that everything was gonna be okay. But this was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. The little one, on the other hand, she was struggling. Even though we're all sad to see her go, my mom hasn't seen her mom in 22 years. She's 51 and she's going back home to Guerrero, Mexico to retire. After so many years of being here, she forgot that that was the original plan. I hate that all of this had to happen for her to make this decision, but I have a good feeling that this is going to be good for her. This was her finally meeting with my grandma after driving 5 hours from Mexico City to her town. Mamita! What the fuck? If you have your parents close to you, don't forget to hug them today. And for everybody that voted for this, fuck you!
What are you guys doing?
We're not ICE. This is not ICE.
Well, you recognize the presence that being in front of a school does right now at this moment, right?
We are a violent fusion task force. We arrest people that are wanted by the police for serious crimes.
Why are we stationed outside of a school right now?
Because where else are we going to meet?
Because there are a lot of other parking lots and commercial spaces that don't require you to be in front of a school.
Do you work?
Do you recognize why it is an issue to be in front of a school? I'm a state representative right here in this area, and I'm getting calls from a bunch of parents asking me why there's a presence of black unmarked vehicles. I understand it might not be ICE, but do you recognize the issue that it creates?
Yes. Well, I mean, where else are we going to meet? And
there are commercial parking lots all across the city.
Do you want to listen, or do you just want to keep yelling at me?
Go for it.
Because I don't know. Is this a debate right now or anything?
Go ahead.
We meet in places that are close by to the places we're going to go arrest someone for very violent crimes. We pick and choose those places based on if there's enough room for the cars. That's all. We thought there was no school today. Once we saw the kids coming, we're like, shit, we got to get out of here. We got out of here. Now we're leaving. We're done for the day.
Okay.
For the morning. But you coming over like this and running over like that, how is that supposed to help? How's it
supposed to help? Because people are unclear as to whether or not
this is ice.
This is
We're
ice.
not going to the school.
Good, and I'm well reassured of that. But I just want to be clear that the message that sends the community when there are a lot of unmarked vehicles with people wearing vests and there are things that literally say U.S. Marshals, that in of itself is very problematic. So what I'm going to ask is that if you can have a conversation with your supervisor to make sure that moving forward, then Mr. Supervisor, what I am asking as the state representative for this neighborhood is that moving forward, to please be more conscientious of not parking near a school.
Our apologies. We thought there was no school today. We thought because other schools, we have people that we are related to that have school that it was dismissed last week, yesterday, etc. Once the kids started coming, we're like, this is not a great spot. That's why we left.
Why are we still here?
Because this is where the cars are. We had to go. I had 4 people in this car. We had 6 people in this car. And we had to leave our cars here to go like, you're not, like,
okay,
that just
now I
makes
understand the
sense.
logic now.
Okay?
I understand the logic.
Thank you.